Well, hello travelers, and welcome to Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter. You know we've taken a Riverside tour already, so today we're going to take a French Quarter tour, show you all the features that this resort has to offer, and maybe even grab some beignets or some good New Orleans food. So come along and let's see what the French Quarter has to offer us today. So however you arrive to the French Quarter, you'll come right under here to the Porte Cochere. And just off to the right over this way, is the one and only bus stop for this resort. And of course at the Porte Cochere is where you're going to catch your Mears transportation, your airport shuttles, your Ubers, your Lyfts will come here to pick you up. Also bell services right over here. And they will actually greet you here to start the process of check-in. Let's head inside and take a look at all what the main building has to offer us. Everything is here. Check-ins to the right, and Sassagoula River Works is a quick service. Is over here to the left. There is no restaurant in this resort, not anymore anyway, but there used to be, and we'll show you that location. So as soon as you come in, you are greeted by a fountain and this massive entry space here. Like I said, Sassagoula River Works is right over here. And check-in and the shops are right over here, which that is where we're heading to registration and go from there. They do have a smaller check-in area, but like all the other resorts now, they're going to where they come out and greet you in the lobby instead of at the desk. More personable, make you feel more at home. But check out the artwork on the back right here. All Mardi Gras themed and all that good stuff. And they have a pin board right there. So right off of the lobby is the merchandise store, which is Jackson Square, which we're going to go in. It's a little smaller than the Riverside ones, but they have just as much good stuff. Of course, they have their 100th merchandise right here, right up front as you enter the store. And then you come over here, and they have their French Quarter merchandise, which the hottest thing going sometimes here is these beignet ears. Everybody loves these beignet ears. And those are $44.99, and then of course the dedicated Port Orleans ears for both resorts, Riverside and French Quarter. But that Tiana dress for the little ones is just so cute. Now this location does have a jazz club called Scat Cats, and they even have merchandise for it, from the tumblers right there to the t-shirts. How much are these t-shirts? And I love them. Kind of resemble right there, you know, little Tianas. Oh, they have no price on them right there. But that's the Scat Cats merchandise. And then over here, we have the beignet. Beignet all day right there. They have the coffee mugs. And then, of course, the tea right there. Get a better picture of that. There we go. How much is the tea? Let's see. $29.99. And I believe that's how much the Scat Cats is also. Over here, they will have the Port Orleans French Quarter merchandise, which is Tiana themed, of course, but they also have a Tommy Bahama pullover right there, which is a French Quarter. Then of course the corksicle tumblers right here, and the pullover zip. It's not a zip up, but it's a 3/4 zip or quarter zip, half zip, however you want to call it, right there. Also Tommy Bahama. And then of course more tumblers, another shirt there that they have. And they actually have resort art, which I really love. Some of the resorts have this, some don't. Since it's halfway to Christmas, since we're in July, this is the main building ornament right here, but this is the front and this is the back of the ornament with Mickey and Minnie right there. And then of course they have Tiana ornament right there. And then a magnet set right there. And of course, if you don't have enough of your French Quarter fill when you're heading home, you can come on over here and buy some beignet mix, Café du Monde, the praline mix right there. Of course, the ears, gumbo seasonings, Cajun blackening seasonings, and gumbo base right there. We've actually had some travelers bring us some of this stuff, and it is really good, especially the praline mix. And of course, more Tiana merchandise here to fit the theme of the resort. Love the measuring cups, the bowls, the shirt, the rolling pin, and let's see what's on this side. We have the salt and pepper shakers, and of course the t-shirt right there, a little dress right there, and t-shirt there. Pretty awesome. And the other part of the resort, of course, is going to have your snacks and all your good stuff. Your luggage to take your extra gifts home that you bought. Of course, sundries right there. Maybe some wine to help wind down at the end of the night. And also a cold case right here. So they have pretty much everything. Chips, salsa, all that good stuff to make your stay great here. And the hours of operation here for Jackson Square Gifts and Desires right there. Is that Desires? Shop hours are 8 to 11. So right off the lobby, you have Jackson Square, and then if you turn right, you will come right over to this little hallway, which has the arcade entry. Right outside of the arcade entry is their fuel rod right there, and their ATM, and drinks and restrooms right here. So the ATM is here, like I said, and then the fuel rod, which is a $30 one-time purchase. You buy the fuel rod, and they have locations all over Disney property, so you can recharge your devices as you're going along. And they might have the smallest game room I've ever seen in a resort, but it does the job. Right here is their game room, and they actually have a penny press also right here. And that is their pennies that they have at this time. So right over on that side was check-in, and if you come around here, you're going to come to the Sassagoula River Works, or Float Works Food Factory, and this is their quick service, but this is also where the beignets, Scat Cats Club Cafe right here, serves the beignets, 3 beignets, 6 beignets, or you can get the sundae, which if you've watched our Riverside stay, you've seen the sundae, which is fantastic, but I'll also insert a picture here so you guys can see the sundae. As you enter Sassagoula right here, you'll see the Mardi Gras mask right there, since it is the Float Works, and they have the beads and everything hanging on the ceiling. If anybody remembers the old French Quarter, they used to have the big heads from the parades and all that. I kind of enjoyed it better, but this is a more cleaner, sophisticated look. And this is their food court right over here, which we will be having lunch today here. And of course, like any food court, it's broken down into sections. So they have the tot bowl here, which is fantastic. This food is pretty much the same that you're going to get at Riverside because they are sister resorts. So like I said, we're going to have lunch here a little bit later, and I might go for the Impossible Meatloaf. Of course, more New Orleans feel, Mardi Gras feel right there. I actually love the chandelier that they have in the middle of the food court. If you can see, looks like wine bottles, but it sparkles when the sun's really out. It really sparkles. So we're going to head out of the food court because we're coming back here later, but we're going to head over to Scat Cat Club right over here where the big jazz neon is and the pictures. It is not unfortunately open, but we're going to give you a little history of it. So I have a penny press out here in the lobby by Scat Cat's Club right there, which the doors are closed, can't go in sadly, but that's also the beignet location. Okay, so right behind me are the door to Scat Cat's Club. This used to be the restaurant for the French Quarter, and it was called Bon Familias. Susan S. sent me this information, and she said it had the best prime ribs she had ever tried. So that's Bon Familias is now Scat Cat's Club. And actually there's a little courtyard in there. It's always covered by the curtains, but if you pull the curtains to the back, there's a little center courtyard of the club, or Bon Familias that it used to be, that you can actually have outdoor seating. It's a really neat little feature, and I wish they had opened it back up. Let's talk about the French Quarter a little bit. It opened May 17th of 1991 with 3 buildings and 432 rooms, and it has grown since then. This is now the resort map, which we got right here. And actually at this time, it has 1,008 rooms now. How many buildings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 buildings. So they've added 5 buildings and added 600 more rooms. So it's a nice size resort, but not too big. Nice and comfortable, very easy to get around. It does have 1 pool, and it does have 1 laundry facility for the entire resort. But you can go over to Riverside and use their pools and their amenities over there also, since it is one resort. At the time of this filming, I actually looked up a room, and it is a standard view room, which will be $292, which that is rack rates You can find deals out there, pass holders, DVC, Florida residence deals, and package deals. So that right now, and that is for the weekend of, let's see here, July, that's a Friday and Saturday night, July 28th and 29th, that I looked that price up. So that is the pricing for this location. Also, this location is not dog friendly. Only the Riverside is dog friendly. So this location, service animal friendly, of course, but not you can just bring your pets over, your dogs, because we can't bring our cats. I don't think that's wrong. But over on the Riverside, it is pet friendly for your dogs and your service animals. The information I did fail to tell you about on the Riverside, which Lisa W sent me, and I'm going to read it what she said. It's for your fur babies, that if you want to bring your pets over to the Riverside, because it's pet friendly, there is additional cost, and it is a additional $50 per day, and you receive a dog bag with plastic bowl, mat, container, and waste bags, and a Disney dog tag. They can be left in the room for up to 7 hours. Then you need to be back to take them for a walk. So you always got to make sure your animals are taken care of. Also, housekeeping will not come to the room while a dog is in there. So when you come back, call housekeeping and the cleaning and security for the cleaning and security check. So thank you, Lisa W, for sending me that information. I didn't know that, but that's another great option about this total resort. Not on the French Quarter side, but definitely on the Riverside. We just came out the back door of the Sassagoula Float Works, which is their quick service, and this is the back entry of the main building right there, and then Jackson Square Marketplace is right over there. So as you come out, you're going to walk this way. Straight ahead will be the main pool. Like I said, there was only one pool for this resort. There'll be buildings over to the right-hand side, and the majority of the resort is over to the left-hand side. So let's go take a look at the resort map and do a little tour. Once again, this is the Port Orleans Resort, Disney's Port Orleans Resort. That is the Riverside section right there. And today we are down here in the French Quarter right here. They also have a boat launch, just like Riverside, and we will talk about that when we get to it. Let's take a look at the pool area. As you can see, you'll be walking down like a Mardi Gras band with the alligators performing. And then over here, there is a play area right here for kids. 5 to 12 years old. Don't be the big kid. And then over here, which I think is really neat, they have the jacuzzi right over here. It's off to the side. 10 to 11 right there is open. And then you come walking down the street. Red brick paved road, more performers right here, and you go to the Mardi Gras parade pool right over here. Ton of detail and everything that's here. That's Mardi Gras right there. That is the pool bar, and then right over here is the PlayStation for the kids in the pool. I will have to say this section was never here when we came to visit. It was just a small little splash area. But now this big kids pool play area is really nice. Ton of features in this pool. Have plenty of pool seating area right here. So you can actually come out of the fence area to seat. Once again, towels are provided, and you just put the towels that you've used in the other dispenser right there, but towels are provided, so you don't need your room towels. This is the major feature of this pool, is the King Trident slide right there. It's a serpent that goes all through the pool area. You can see a hump right there. And that is the slide right over there. You come out of his mouth right there. But it is a great pool. The girls used to love this. And then the oyster shell there, or clam shell, not really sure which one, has the flowing water out of the top. So it's always a great place. Nice big pool for this resort. They actually have 2 entrances to the jacuzzi area right here. And of course, by the pool, right here by the pool, you're going to find the laundry is right here for this resort. Jacuzzi and pool is open at the same time from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So if you're trying to get here really early in the morning to swim, it opens at 10. The one thing I love about this resort, and this is probably the second resort we stayed the most time at, I love the streets. It feels like you're in New Orleans, the buildings, the townhome buildings feel and all that. But everything is named, they got street names right here. So Neptune's Parade is this side street that goes that way. And we right now are on Rue de Bega, right there. So let's head this way and take a look at these buildings right over here. When you check into the French Quarter, you'll be given a room building number. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, all that. They're not building names, they're building numbers. And since they are 3 stories, they do have elevators. I love the little pathways, like it comes through the garden to come to the buildings. And I can honestly tell you, we have stayed in that room right there before for Caitlin's birthday. So love how it was so close to everything. See, it's right off the main building. But these little features, you know me guys, it's all about the details. So buildings 2, 3 right here actually open up into a big square with further buildings on that way. But it's more garden square. You can see the big fountain in the middle. Kind of gets you in the feels and the moods. But once again, a nice little garden walkway right here. But I just love this area. This was usually the area we requested because it was close to the main building and close to the boat dock, which we love the boat rides. And the one thing you will find out about the French Quarter, they have fountains everywhere, and I'm so glad they are all back up and running. For a while during the incidents that had happened, they had turned them off for a while, but now they are back on, and they just make the resort. Gives it that feel. Nice little bitches out here can have a nice little quiet time when they're not doing lawn maintenance. Said it's even the nice little hidden details right off the rooms here. You got benches to sit and relax, hear the water. Just so relaxing. Take time at your resorts. Don't rush through your resorts. Take time. This is a moderate resort and it's absolutely beautiful. So usually in the center of the buildings, they will have the elevators right here, and right beside the elevator bays, they will have, of course, your ice machines and your Coke machines. I don't see any snack machines. Might be on other floors, but this floor is the first floor with a Coke machine. This is the back side of buildings 1, 2's that way, 2's over here, and 3's right down there. And this is called Pontchartrain Lane right here. And this is also the way to get to the boats, which is called the carriage path, right? This is the Sassagoula River boat dock for the French Quarter right here. It is Disney Transportation Sassagoula Steamboat Company. It runs from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. So if you're at Disney Springs later than that, you can catch a bus back. I think it's 1 hour after all of Disney Springs closes right there. But this is, and here comes perfect timing, because the boats are running once again, and we absolutely love it. Now, you can take this boat from here usually to Riverside, and then from Riverside to here, or from here, then they'll go pick some folks up at Riverside, and then you go to Disney Springs. So you can make the transportation on the boats. And what we did tonight, we went to Riverside. We actually came down here and had our beignet sundae. So we just rode the boat instead of walking all the way, which was really nice. And here's a better look of King Triton there and the serpent riding, but it sits right beside the Sassagoula River, which I think is great. That is the golf course right over there. You'll see the nice green pretty grass. That's the golf course from Saratoga Springs. So when you're playing that course and you're leaving from Saratoga, you'll actually come right by Riverside and French Quarter. Now we are at the buildings 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is another garden area right here. And I believe these were the newer buildings that were built after the original 3. So buildings 1, 2, and 3 were the originals, I'm believing. And over here, these were the new ones that were built. But if anybody knows, can you leave it in the comments down below? But the way 1, 2, and 3 are set up is pretty much the same way over here. So I'm not sure, but I honestly think 1, 2, and 3 were the first 3 buildings with the main lobby area and the pool area. But let's go take a look at these rooms now. We're gonna stop right here under this beautiful Florida oak right here along the Sassagoula River. So that'll take you to Riverside. So to get to Riverside, you'll go down this path right here. This is also where you'll go to do all your recreational stuff, like renting a bike, a Surrey bike, or anything is all done over at the Riverside section, along with the horse carriage rides. They do come down this way, but you have to go over to Riverside to catch those. But this is the back side. What building is this? This is building 6. It's one of the great buildings. because it's got a lot of frontage to Sassagoula right here, which is right behind me underneath this oak tree. But let's talk about the buildings. So these are the room buildings right here, as you can tell. All these rooms are the same. There are no suites, there's nothing like that. They can be joined, you can add on to rooms, so you can be connecting rooms, but they're all the same. But notice how every so often there's different building types and different colors. That is to give the illusion that it's a different building, different townhome on the square. But if you look, it's usually every 4 to 5 sections. The railings will change, the color of the paint will change, and of course the facade at the top of the building will change, which is a great feature. Once again, it's all in the details, and our Imagineers did a fantastic job at this one. If anybody used to come to the campfires, it used to be right here in the corner of Building 6 where those flowers are right there, the little round circle, but they have moved the campfires, and when we get that, we'll get to that in a moment, but we're going to walk down this way and take a look at some of the garden areas. This is one of my favorite facades right here. I love how that looks with the blue and the brick and the yellow. It's great. And we're coming up to another walkway. This is going on to the interior, not the riverside, but the interior of buildings 6 and 7, 8's on the back side. The grand tour we are taking, this is the road, the grand tour right here. I love the hitching posts that they had for the horses. And usually, of course, the carriage rides, I'm not really sure, but usually there's a pole there, so the Surrey bikes can't come through the center. But we are heading this way because there's a fountain over here that I absolutely love. Rounded curve of this building screams French Quarter right there, with the lattice work and the wrought iron. They do have a nice little grassy area here between buildings 6 and 7 that your kids can run around, throw some footballs, just have a good time. Right here in the middle, like I said, it's so peaceful and quiet. Now granted, it is 11:30, but it's a great resort too. That's why the Riverside is, Port Orleans is our favorite. French Quarter or Riverside, I can take either one, and I love them both. So right here between buildings 6, 7, and 8 is my favorite fountain. It's a frog fountain right over there, but it's got a nice little pathway right here that you can walk down. It's got seating on both sides. But I just love this fountain. One of my favorite areas, right between buildings 6, 7, and 8, right here. So the side streets are LaSalle Street, and we're getting ready to get back on Rutabaga, which that is the main street down French Quarter. So we're going down Rutabaga here, between buildings 6, 7, and 8, heading back to the main area, the Sassagoula, because it's getting close to lunchtime. And this is the bush Michelle always looks for. Right here, the gardenias. This is her favorite flower. They smell heavenly when it is in full. Oh, I can smell them from here. But when this thing is in full bloom, and they are all over Riverside. There's a ton of them down by buildings 1, 2, and 3. That's why we usually always stay down there, because she loved the gardenia bushes. So this one is for Michelle since she's not with me right there. But that is her favorite flower. Okay, so right off Rutabaga is Cafe Ole Way here between buildings 4, 5, and 6 is the main square area. This is where they do their movies under the stars, and their campfire is right back here, which I'm going to show you the new location. But once again, a fantastic fountain right over there. So since they moved their fire pit, they now actually tell you the Cajun campfires between building 5 and 6, adjacent to the green. And before we head to the campfire in the square, recreation activities are right here. Movies under the stars start at 8:30. Sunday is Chicken Little, Tuesdays is Luca, Thursday is Lilo and Stitch, and Saturday is Tangled. And then all the other fun activities they got going on will be on these recreation activities boards. And you can also usually get a printout at the main lobby area. But this is the facade of building 4, which is actually right beside Sassagoula River Works right over there. We made our way to the park area here. Of course, a fantastic water feature, the fountains right here. This is the greens that the movie Under the Stars are at, but I'm telling you, this could be a heck of a wedding area. Just think you could have all your guests stay right here beside, and then just come down and have a wedding right here in the greens. Right near the fountain. Oh, there we go, right there at the fountains. I should become a wedding planner for Disney. This is their new campfire area right here where they do the s'mores and have the campfires right here. they will have s'more packages, or usually in the shops, Jackson Square up there, they'll have s'more supplies that you can buy from the store. But if not, don't fret. They have s'more supplies right here with the sticks and all that. Between these great buildings right here, look at the view. You can watch the movie because they usually set the screen up down there by the fountain and just sit on the lawn, eat your s'mores, and have a fantastic vacation. Just left the fire pit area, the square right here to my side. We are heading back down to the Rutabaga Street so we could head over to Sassagoula Float Works. I would just want to say Sassagoula Food Factory, but it's Sassagoula Float Works. That's where we're headed to for a quick service meal. Like I said, no restaurant here, quick service only. It's pretty much the same as Riverside's quick services over here. I'm really thinking about that meatloaf, and I think my son-in-law Mike has convinced me to get the meatloaf today. Here we go. Here to Rutabaga. Let's head to Rutabaga once again. The great fountain. It's all in the details. It's all in the details. When I always talk about details, always look at the stuff that you never really notice. Like the room building. It's number 4. But notice there's instruments in there. There's jazz instruments within the number. And it's on every building that we gone to today. So really buildings 4 and 5 are a great location to Sassagoula right there in the corner. It is starting to rain, so that is my cue. Let's go have some lunch. All right, like I'm saying, it is so great, and that it's really nice in the evening when the horse and carriage is coming down this. You can just hear his hoofs and the carriage ride. I just love these resorts. And don't forget to look down on the sidewalk. They even have the street names on the sidewalk right there. And we on Rutabaga right there because we're heading right over there. And of course it's Florida and it rains all the time. Just to let you know, the pools do not close if it is raining. Only when it's thunder and lightning, and only when it's within so many miles. But if it's just a light drizzle like this, they will stay open until they have to close. So if it rains a little bit, it's going to stop hopefully quickly, and then they can continue to swim. They do not have to leave unless there is inclement weather conditions. But the pool is still open, the kids are still swimming, and it's still a sprinkling. Water station right here. They have the Mojo roasted chicken, the panko crusted salmon, the barbecue braised beef like I had over at Riverside. But this is where I'm going to get my Impossible meatloaf right there for $14.49. It is a herb roasted garlic. It has herb and roasted garlic mashed potatoes with garlic green beans and mushroom gravy. And that's the picture of it right there. I hope it turns out like that, because that looks really good. And they also have a baked macaroni and cheese topped with barbecued beef, which sounds good, but sometimes macaroni and cheese is a hit and miss, and I'm just not willing to take the chance today. While we wait to order our food, that is the salmon right there, and that is the chicken, and that's a whole half side of a chicken that you get with that. That's the Mojo chicken. They still have their 4th of July brownie right there, and they still have their Seize the Plant-Based Summer right there, cupcake. Of course, they have their pastries, all that good stuff right over here. The brownies, these little brownies come in a bag. They're really cute. Of course, Mardi Gras king cake. No babies in there, though. Just don't worry about that. Cookies and cream cupcake back there. Mickey's Simple Sweet Cheesecake. And Wishing on a Star. That's a little pastry. I don't know what that's like. I've never tried it, because I always come here and we always get beignets. But that is the plant-based cupcake right there. So you come over here to get your accoutrements and stuff like that. They have the utensils right here, and then they have the napkins, and of course the freestyle Coke machines right there. But if you go to the end of the register area, you can come right over here and they will have real silverware, spoons, forks, and knives right there. So if you want real, you can come right over here. Found us a table in the Sassagoula here. And this is what I got today. I got the plant-based meatloaf because it was such a good sample that Michael gave me. The mashed potatoes with a mushroom gravy right there. And instead of the green beans, I went with the corn succotash. I want to really give that a try. But that looks really good. That is my meal for the day. And this was $14.49, I believe, for this. And of course, I got a glass of water. They give you a free cup. Remember that. You can get your water, your ice waters and stuff like that. It'll just be a smaller cup, but there's plenty of times to take a trip up there and get some more water. So we're going to give this a try, and I'm really excited about this plant-based.
Of course, I wore my hat today because all the travelers were saying make sure you wear your hat because it is hot and sunny out there. Look at my hair though. This is what happens. I should bring me a comb or a brush to be a little more presentable. But it is a hot one. It's a hot one, but not too bad today. Just make sure you stay hydrated, folks. That is the key to coming to Disney during the summer. Hydration, hydration, hydration. And I think it's about time for a haircut. Of course, you take your hat off. We're inside. We're eating dinner or lunch right now. So let's give this a try. We're going to start with that Impossible meatloaf, and it better be good again. It's got a nice ketchup crust on top. I'm telling you, the inside of that, let's look at the inside. It looks like a regular meatloaf. You can see the peppers and onions in there. The ketchup crust on top. I would think I'm eating a meatloaf, and I know I'm eating a meatloaf, but this Impossible meatloaf is a great substitute. Fantastic. So anytime you find Impossible meat, I've discovered it's pretty much dead on. So like an Impossible burger, fantastic. That I've had on property. Put a little mashed potatoes on there right there with that mushroom gravy. That mushroom gravy is really good. Looks like Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. They're more of a thinner mashed potato, not chunky. So it goes good with that gravy. And a little corn succotash right there. It's got llamas and corn. And it looks like peppers and tomatoes in there. So I always forget how much I really enjoy the succotash until I get it again. This is really good. So I'm gonna go and join my lunch here. We'll head over to the beignet location, get some beignets to take home.
And just like other resorts, they have a mug washing station, and their freestyle machines, that's all they have is the freestyle. They don't have the other ones. But when you're getting your water, you don't need one of those special cups, the censored cups. You just hit the water button right there, and then you just hit the dispenser, and it'll give you water. But of course, their coffee pots and everything right there. So if you're needing water, you can come there, and a lot of people I've seen been filling their tumblers up. More great detail here at Sassagoula. You'll see the TV right there. That's actually the kids area, right beside the bathrooms. And then if you go up right there, more of the floats, merchandise right there, and more of the New Orleans mask right over there. Just finished up our lunch, which was very good. Got it rehydrated, had like 3 to 4 glasses of water. I was so thirsty. Just remember, when you come to quick service locations, make sure you clear your table and take your plates to where they're supposed to be and your trash to where they're supposed to be. These cast members are working hard, and just to make their job a little bit easier, make sure you dispose of your stuff properly. It was really, really good. The meatloaf, I still can't get over how good that meatloaf is. I will have to say the succotash and the meatloaf ketchup had a little bit of heat to it that I didn't notice before, but it was really good. Wasn't too hot or anything like that. So now we're going to go take our stuff over to the tray areas, and we are heading to get some beignets. See, it's pretty simple. Disney tells you exactly where to put everything, so please remember that. Heading out of Sassagoula to head to Scat Cat's Club Cafe to get our beignets. As I was heading out of Sassagoula, noticed that this is their dog tag machine right here. So their machines are a little spread apart because of the game room being a little bit smaller. Go Scat Cat Club Cafe Mickey-shaped beignets, of course. We're going to get a bag of 6 to take home. Since Michelle, oh look, Disney Dining Plan, it'll be a credit there for beignets for the 3. And then they have specialty beignets at $3.99, and then you can get your dipping sauces. You get 1 dipping sauce, and then you can actually add more for 99 cents. The sundae, which was fantastic, and then the Baton Rouge beignets, 2 beignets, that's the boozy kind, and then the other drinks right here. So let's go get us a bag of beignets. This actually used to be the lounge area before Scat Cats opened, and then they turned it into the beignet shop right here. But it's all jazzy stuff all around. That looks like the specialty beignets right on top, and of course the 6 and the 3s and the boozies right there. You can get gourmet coffees here. Got it. It'll last my line right there. So I'm sitting here waiting. I placed my order for 6 beignets, and just to note, they have the gluten-free beignets here also that are actually fried in a whole different location in a different fryer, totally kept separate than the regular beignets. So for gluten-free folks, that is a good plus for you guys. Of course, always decoration, detail, detail, detail. That's a Billie Holiday picture right there. Fantastic, boys. But this is actually a side entry into Scat Cat's. You can order beignets in there. You cannot order the sundaes in there. And they do not like people to bring food into Scat Cat's. They serve food in there, so if you want beignets as you're listening to jazz, you can head in there and order those. And also where you get your beignets in Scat Cat Club Cafe there, they also have ice water, so if you have your cup, you can get some ice water and some coffee that you've already purchased. So that's a nice little feature. And right here they give you all your options for Sassagoula Float Works are open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. We got the pool bar, weather permitting, will be opened and closed at certain times. And then of course Scat Cat Clubs here usually opens around 4:30 I believe, but I'll check that. But that is all the dining and libations area right there. And of course they have the Port Orleans Resort rugs. Looks like the pool has closed because there is inclement weather and you can hear the thunder right over our heads. So it is definitely time for me to head home. Okay, travelers, hope you enjoyed our tour of Port Orleans French Quarter and everything it has to offer. Had a little lunch today, and we got our bag of beignets to take home. We got 6 hot piping beignets that we're going to take home. I had a great time touring this area. Once again, Riverside, French Quarter, the Port Orleans resorts are our favorites. Just brings back from the memories of the kids to even staying the other day, which I hope you guys enjoyed that video. So if you ever have a chance, we would definitely highly recommend coming over to Port Orleans, Riverside, or French Quarter to enjoy your Disney stay. And until next time, travelers, like we always say, travel and adventure is out there. And remember how I say it's always in the details? It's right there, city of Port Orleans, 1991, their opening date. My favorite street name of all time right here. So if I'm gonna stay here again, I'm gonna stay at the corner of Rutabaga and Cakewalk.